welcome to the weekly review with Sean Serak. I am Sean Akina Torres here, and of course, I am joined along with.
And it's your boy Serak the Mike. Another beautiful day here in sunny South. Whoa, shit! Almost said South Florida.
Yeah, you
Central
did.
Florida, Tampa Central.
See, you already know what I was going to say at the end.
Listen,
we are in South Florida. There's
okay,
a reason
so
why it's called University of South Florida.
That's just not saying. You can't use a college as a direction.
Why not? Is Michigan State not in Michigan? Is the University of Michigan not in Michigan?
But is what is it?
Is the University of Michigan not in Michigan?
Yes, it is. Okay, you can use the name, but you can't use it like you can't say just because it's South Florida, it means that it's in South Florida. So what's Miami? Just like hell, Florida? I mean, what's
Miami South? Is in Miami. It's just Miami. There's a difference. You got South Florida, you got Miami.
Okay. Well, we're in beautiful Tampa. How about that? I'm not even gonna give directions anymore. Say we're in beautiful Tampa.
Hey, you know what though? It is a nice day. Not gonna lie. Not gonna talk about weather this whole time. Man, it is nice. I mean, compared to like January and part of February, all that mess and rain and cold.
It's a little chilly though. It's a little chilly. Today's a little chilly.
It's not bad chilly though. I mean, like it's like what 65, 68. Compared to
that's true.
Everybody else is like in the 50s.
That's true. Very true. Very true. I guess we should be blessed. We should be thankful, right?
Yeah,
thankful.
Of course, they do say that the heat down here is what drives everyone crazy. So
that is true.
That we do have a What the Florida segment. There may be some truth to that.
Do you think it would be a Florida man if Florida was like where New York was, and like they had seasons? Like, does the heat make people crazy?
Yes, it does. Think about it. Whenever the sun's out, people come out and people interact more, and sun's out, guns out, and they got to prove their guns are worth something.
Exactly. Actually, I looked out the window. It's like 10 people tanning for some reason. I mean, not for some reason, but at the pool. And I'm like, come on, you guys, you like, how many days in a row do you have to tan to get a tan? Like, I feel like if I had to tan more than twice, I'd be like, okay, this is obviously not for me. My skin and my body is trying to tell me something that I'm wasting my time out here getting burnt by the sun.
I got this spot on my shirt. I don't know where it came from.
It was drooling?
I guess so. I'm thinking I drew maybe
you
like I was,
Have you drooled as an adult yet?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, yeah. If I have a good sleep, I mean like a real good sleep.
Okay, have you drooled like when you weren't sleeping?
When I wasn't sleeping. Okay, all right. That's a better question. That's a better question. Yes. Yeah, I have. I ain't gonna lie. I have. Because take a peach. I mean, use a peach. You get a nice peach on a hot day.
Okay.
And you're thirsty. You don't have any. Your mouth is dry as a bone. As soon as you bite that peach, your mouth just turns into like this drooling machine, and you got water coming out. And you're like, let me stuff it all up.
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess that makes sense. I drew the other night, man. I was doing like a little meditation, and I kind of but that was more of a sleepy drool. But like my eyes were closed, and like I don't know why my mouth was up, but my eyes were closed, and I just knew I was drooling. And then like in my mind, I thought like, damn, is this the beginning of the end? Like we just start just drooling uncontrollably and just don't care. My head was nodding back and forth. I was just, I was like a punch drunk boxer, it was crazy. But yeah, man, I mean, drooling's nothing wrong with it, but if it happens, it happens.
I was going to ask you how how's it been, how your weekend went, but apparently you've been drooling a lot. So I guess that's how your weekend went.
like a damn baby. Like a damn baby. Speaking of weekend, a lot of great things happening. Not a lot of great things happening, but obviously the weather's better. But if you're a movie fan, and I'm sure you are, just like I am. It was a big premiere on Friday, I believe. Friday and on Amazon Prime. The Coming to America 2.
Man, now, that was an amazing movie. Amazing movie.
I haven't watched it. You watched it. I haven't watched it. But I have gotten some feedback from people who have watched it, as well as seen the trailer on
so they're gonna ruin it for you. It's going to ruin it for you. I'm telling you.
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed.
Oh, see, exactly. If you're saying right now you're not impressed just from the feedback you're getting and the trailer, you're totally lost.
Well, not just the trailer, but just people in general telling me like, yo, that was terrible.
Oh no. I don't know who's telling you that was terrible.
Was it better than the first one?
They brought it. Well, I say it's better than the first one. You can't top a masterpiece. But I will say that it is a good sequel to the first one. Like, you know how you know what sequels, you can have horrible sequels, you can have so-so sequels, and you have sequels, really good ones.
Sequels never go, prequel sequels, anything with UAL at the end never goes well. You know, it's not only is it a sequel, it's like a 30-year sequel. Like, I've said this before, like even with Bad Boys 3, like these movies that come out that were classics back in the day, and then they try to revamp it, and like the people are old, some have died off, you know what I mean? Like you can just tell like it's heavy makeup to make them look at least like 40. That's a stretch.
Gemini Man with Will Smith. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a decent movie, but come on, man. You're not 30 years old running around jumping off of cars and running through explosions.
Exactly, man.
Sit down.
It's like let Michael B come up and be the next action hero, you know, like the Denzels, the Will Smiths, the
Denzel wasn't really an action star though. He was more of the drama king.
But he is trying to do more action movies now for some reason. The older he gets,
isn't that kind of weird? Like he did. I remember him doing Virtuosity, right? And I thought it was a good movie. Yeah, I thought it was really unique how they brought things that we had never seen in movies at that time to theaters with a black star in a '90s movie, which was
which movie?
It was a pretty rare. Virtuosity. It's
I don't think I've seen that.
It's a good classic. It really is a good classic. It's one of his early ones. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It holds up.
What is it called?
Virtuosity.
Is that it's Ode?
Oh yeah, it's
Oldie but goodie.
It's oldie but goodie. Yeah, you're gonna laugh at the outfits, just like I said last week. Our '90s clothes were horrible. Well, they're in futuristic clothes that remember Back to the Future clothes.
that was cool, right?
But the clothes, the movie was great.
But the concept of the movie is like you can't. I mean, the style of the clothes is like you can always rock, right? Because people really can't say, "Oh man, you rocking some '80s gear." I'm like, nah. Technically, the movie's called Back to the Future, so I'm really rocking future gear, and you rocking '80s gear.
True. Oh man.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Coming to America too. Like I said, I'll watch it just because it's free. Well, if you have Prime, it's free on Amazon Prime. But it's just I know I'm going to cringe. I know it's cringe.
It's not. It's really good. It brings back most of the previous cast.
Okay.
It has a barbershop quartet. Those guys are on there,
and that's all Eddie Murphy, right?
Oh no, that's both of them. Eddie and Arsenio.
He played all those characters though, like in that little barbershop scene.
Him and Arsenio Holiday, yeah, they played all the characters. But if you go into it expecting this to not the first one out of the water, you're gonna be disappointed because that's not what it's made to do. It's made to say, this was the first one. This was great. This is how we're gonna take it after this. I mean, they even left room for a third one if they wanted to. They really did. So if you just can't go in expecting. You can't go in expecting the Taj Mahal. You might just get Buckingham Palace.
Let me ask you this: is this a movie that you watch with your friends or you watch with like your family?
It's a family-friendly movie. It is.
Okay.
It's a family-friendly. You remember like
that's
the first
all I need
one?
To hear.
You remember the first one in the pool scene? When that one wasn't so family-friendly. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't so family-friendly. This one, it's got the same concept, but a little more decorum is used. They're a little more decent.
So it was more PC, and I think that's why like I'm like I wouldn't say I don't think it's good because it has to be more PC, but I think the big allure, the first one was that you can kind of get away with some of the stuff you can't get away saying now.
And they do push that envelope, but they do it by addressing what they said, not by taking away from it. If that makes sense, yeah, we said this is how the person's still going, blah, 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 and it's still going on now. You know, that kind of, yeah.
All right, well, I'll check it out. I really don't want to, but
you need to, man. Okay.
Like I might have to, that's a movie I watch like if I'm like stuck somewhere, like if I'm on an airplane.
No, you gotta go ahead and watch it, man. I don't know who's telling you that it's not that good. Maybe maybe they went into it expecting more than what it was going to deliver.
Very true.
That's tough, but
true. I don't know their history.
I go in the sequels just expecting not as good as the first movie. Mm-hmm. And I'm just wanting just a continuation of the story. That's what I expect the sequel to be, a continuation of the story.
Okay.
Now, if it's better than the first one, which there's been very few, but there's been some movies that have been better than the first movie, then I'm completely surprised, happy, and I'm going to buy that movie. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Let me ask you this: do you have
Captain America 2 was better than the first one, and
I don't even think I've seen any of those.
You've seen all the Marvel movies.
I don't like Captain America for some reason.
What?
I don't like his character.
You haven't seen any of the Marvel movies at all. I've seen
the the movies that make a lot of money, but I haven't like
Captain America. It's just made a lot of money.
I know. I just haven't really watched Captain America. I don't like his whole like storyline. I don't like how he became Captain America.
Well, the skinny little kid gets a serum now. All of a sudden he's just
because I worked hard for my gains. Okay, I did it the hard way. This dude takes serum, and all of a sudden he went from punk, little scrawny punk, to Captain America. Like, who giving these titles out? Who is giving these titles out?
See, I guess that's kind of like I guess Batman's like my favorite character because Batman had to work hard for everything he got. He had to hit the gym.
No.
Batman. No. I'm not
entitled.
I am not talking about his toys. I'm not talking about the toys. The toys are great. The toys are awesome. I'm talking about his intelligence and the physique he had to earn. That was my reason to hit the gym because Batman could do it. The people who had no powers could do these things. So I was like, okay, Captain America had a power. All the X-Men have power. The only one who doesn't have power in Marvel is like the what you call it woman.
Who?
Black Widow. Black Widow's like the only one who doesn't, and Hulk. They're the ones that they don't have a power.
Yeah, but Batman is just a rich prick. Like, it, man. Like he don't even gotta do. Prick. He doesn't even have to do what he's doing. He's just doing it because he's bored. Batman is like. I feel like he's a bully, man. Like
you think he's a bully? Oh, come on, man. You think he's a bully?
Like, imagine being like the drug dealer and being like, come on, Bruce. Man, you a billionaire, man. I'm just trying to make a little money to feed my what Biggie said to feed my daughter.
Okay, and I agree with you. Back in like the 80s, that was what they went after in the whole Dare program. They pushed that whole mess. I completely agree with you.
Imagine like a Batman in real life. Like what I would
they changed it though. They changed it to where he was no longer going after little small time crooks. He only goes after like kingpins,
Batman stopping sales of weed dealers. Like, come on, what are you doing, Batman? Yeah. Should you be like fucking chasing terrorists or something? Like, nah, I just run this. And another thing, like he only does like Gotham City. He's only protecting Gotham City. Like, imagine like if you lived in, I don't know, LA or something. Like, damn, man, how come New York get a Batman or Gotham City get a Batman? We get Arnold Schwarzenegger. We get a retired Terminator. That's what we get. We get a retired Terminator.
Okay. Superman only protected Metropolis. New York City.
He's not even from this planet. Like, he shouldn't even be in it.
And he only protected Metropolis. And then you got, the Flash. The Flash is on the West Coast. He's the only one who covered the West Coast. That's a lot for one guy who can only run fast.
They have their like regions of protection. Like, you would think if there was a real Superman, like there would be zero crime. Like, who the hell in the right mind would you be like, all right, I'm about to fight Superman. Me and my empire is about to take down this alien with infinite power.
He's still one guy. He's still only one guy, though. That's the thing. He's still only one guy. But
I don't know how I got old Superman. But all right, I'll watch Coming to America 2. Okay,
you gotta watch. You gotta.
I'll try to watch it with like an open mind. Okay, and like I said, I haven't seen it. I just heard reviews from friends, and I watched the trailer. Now I do have a movie guy. I think everybody should have like a movie guy or a movie group. And what I mean is, like, there should be somebody that that you trust can like be on the same comedic level as you, is what I'm trying to say. So like I got a buddy, if he thinks a movie is funny, I think the movie's funny because we have the same interests as far as movies, right? So he told me movies is trash. So in my mind, I'm like, movies is trash. You know, it's kind of hand in hand, you know?
No, I get it. I get it.
It's my witness.
See, yeah, I guess that's what I kind of have a movie guy, but it's not really like one single guy. Like I have people I talk
community.
To. Yeah, like kind of community, like 2 or 3 people really. You know, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? Because it's not going to always be that way, but 95% of the time we share the same.
Right.
But because you know I'm a unique person, I'm going to be like, may find this funny and you may not. Like, okay,
nah, see, that's nope. See, me and my guy, it's the same. What I think is funny is never any hiccups. There's no questions. There's no hesitations. Like you just say, hey, Serak, listen.
Never, ever. I'm using it. Never, ever been a disagreement in if something was funny or not. Never.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're gonna put that to the test. All right, because I got a lot of funny movies I've seen, and you know, there's a lot of movies I've wasted my time on. But then again, I'm not the best movie choice.
Oh, yeah, no, there's a plenty of I wasted time on. Dumb and Dumber is one of the worst movies of all time.
Wait, Dumb and Dumber?
No, not Dumb and Dumber. Not Dumb and Dumber. That was great. I'm talking about the sequel, Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, I haven't seen it. It looks stupid.
Oh, it's horrible.
I mean, I know the title kind of says it's stupid, but
there's not a lot of movies I give the worst title ever, dude. That is the worst movie I have ever seen.
All right.
It is not funny. It is stupid. Like I would rather see that Piranha. I know I have seen Piranha 3D much better than Stupid Dumb and Dumber. You know, I mean, there's a movie, and that movie was stupid. This movie just should not have been made. And the worst part was that you spent money in a theater to go see that stupid.
Yeah, they did it for the money. I mean, that's how it is. You know, sometimes you just got to do it for the money. In speaking to,
it was only $1. You only spent $1, but I wanted my $1 back.
Yeah, exactly. Money is money. Speaking of doing it for the money, I kind of caught the end of this, but on Sunday, and I hate to sound like a broken record, just because I'm sure this has been the news on every damn channel. I feel like.
Are you about to talk about Harry and Meghan?
Yep. You know, I'm about to talk about my,
man,
the prince and the princess or whatever their crown, whatever you call them. What do you call them now? Because they got like disowned, right?
They are the.
Are they just Harry and Meghan now?
Here's what's funny. You know, Black people don't care a lot about the royal family. Yeah, they really don't, because when you think about it, it's that family put our entire generation of our culture in chains. If you really think about it, her great granddaddy. No, it was her great granddaddy who said, "Hey,"
but not hers. She married into the family.
No, not Meghan. I'm not talking about them two. I'm talking about the Queen and all them. I'm not including Harry and Meghan.
The king is dead, right?
Yeah, her dad's dead. He's been dead.
Oh, he's been dead. Okay, so the Queen is the only one left.
Well, the Queen, and she got her husband, Prince Philip. But
so you can only. I mean, obviously, I should know this, but I haven't read Harry Potter and a lot of fairy tales in a long time. So
the only reason why I know about this is because I had to do it for history.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
And like the people of England, they okay with that shit? Like I'd be like, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense like 10,000 years ago, but now it's like we got Facebook. We really don't need a queen to kind of guide us in the right direction.
Let's jump into that. I mean, honestly, so you have in the world, there's still some, but very few monarchs still in the world. You have the Emperor of Japan. You have the King.
Wait, there's an Emperor of Japan?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You have the King of Spain. You have the Prince and Princess of Monaco. You have the King of Saudi Arabia, but now you have Britain, whose queen really has very little power. I mean, real power.
Well, she's like old as hell, ain't she? Ain't she like 80,
90? No, she's like 98, 99. She's way up there, like way up there. She has no real power, really. And I've said it before, I think it's just a family I think it's the most expensive welfare family in the world.
Expensive?
Yeah, I think they're just a family on welfare because
because they get everything from like, the people
from the people.
Exactly.
The kingdom. They They have no kind of. They don't have produce a textile. They don't produce any kind of a good or a service. It's just tourism. It's the only thing they garner. And to be quite honest, you take them out of it, people are still going to view the palaces. People aren't coming there to see them. People are coming there to see the palaces.
I feel like the people are getting, I would get tired of it. I mean, I guess if it doesn't really like affect your life.
We had a revolution about it. I mean, come on. Yeah. We decided here in America, we don't want that crap.
I would be pissed though if I was like next in line to be king and then like they ended everything. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You mean to tell me it's been 20 generations of kings and once it's my turn, all of a sudden we don't want to do this shit anymore. Like that would suck. I mean, and Harry is not even the king. He wouldn't even be the king. His brother would.
The king. He's like, actually, it goes to his brother, then his nephew, then his other nephew, and then finally to him. That's how long it would take for him.
Wait, so what happens if his brother that's supposed to be king, when the queen dies, I guess, what if he dies? Then does it go to Harry?
No, it goes to his son. Yeah. His son, who's only like 8, it goes to him.
If you Harry, you gotta be plotting, just like,
Well, and that's why you can't be mad at him. So okay, back to it. So I don't subscribe to the whole royal family bullshit. I just think it is what it is. I think it's bullshit. I don't think there's a need for it. I think you should have to vote for your leaders.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Like, I mean, I guess if nothing, I think the thing is like if nothing is going terrible, then why change it? But like I can imagine just like, oh God, the queen won again. Like the queen won again. This is obviously rigged.
Yeah.
This bitch is undefeated. She's undefeated. Where's LeBron? Only King James can stop her.
So can you blame them for leaving? So they're known as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. That's what their little
Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah.
All right. That's hard to say.
They decided on their own. People say that Meghan decided for them. Maybe she had a pretty heavy hand in it, but she didn't decide for them. They decided, hey, we're not going to make anything from this. There's nothing that we have to really gain from just being a prince and a princess.
Right.
Meghan.
So he's forever a prince, right?
Forever prince. So Meghan, who has established herself in Hollywood. I mean, she wasn't like, wow, I'm trying to break. I know to see her in a movie or something. But people knew of her and kind of knew who she was. So
people think she's a gold digger, right? Pretty much. I mean, that's if you go gold dig, that's the ultimate gold dig, right? That's like what people like strive. Like, yeah, it's nice to get somebody rich, but to get a prince, a real prince, that's the ultimate winner.
People do think. I mean, she by herself, she had already garnered a few $1 million herself. She had already earned a few million.
Okay, so she was self-made.
Yeah, she wasn't like broke by no means. I mean, her best friend was that woman from what's that stupid woman? No, she's Joe Jonas's wife, or one of the Jonas brothers' wife. I forgot her name right now, but his wife, who's an actress, is like her best friend. So like she's known in Hollywood. She can so
Megan's gonna be okay.
She's gonna be okay.
Okay.
So she didn't have any reason to say, "Hey, screw your family. Let's just go do what I want to do." She's like, pretty much. I think.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would just be like. I mean, it's not like. I mean, you're marrying into. I mean, you're marrying into a family, let alone you're marrying into like a royal family. Like, I feel like I would be like on my, I don't want to say like best behavior, but like I assume it would be like you wouldn't have to worry about much, right? You protected by the king and the knights of the round table and the whole 9 yards. I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have no worries, but the way she was talking, it sounded like it was not as fun as it is cracked out to be.
No, they pretty much. It's like they don't really do anything for or by themselves. Everything's done for them at that point. So that has
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
you think they got like a whole bunch of butlers? Like you snap your hands like croissants, please, biscuits. I need biscuits.
That's that part. Now take out the other part. You can buy all the fancy cars you want, but you can't really ever drive them because you have to have security everywhere you go. So press is going to follow you everywhere you go. You can't you can't just go on a normal vacation because everywhere you go, not only is there going to be security, there's going to be a whole press corps, and your visits to other countries are considered state visits. Not
I think everyone wants think, I think a lot of people think they can handle or like underestimate the pressure of like being like like a real public, not no Instagram model, a real public figure. You know what I mean? Let alone a prince. Like, I mean, the only, I guess, good thing is when you are royalty from birth, it's kind of like your life. It's nothing. You're not just like thrown into it. That's what it is for you. But like being from the outside and all of a sudden like, you're thrown in a royal family. I would be afraid to like. I would be so scared to mess up. I'd be like, "Oh shit, am I supposed to? Do I got to delete all these early tweets? Like, shit."
I think that's what the black side of Meghan came out. I think she's like, "Nah, bitches, I ain't doing this shit. No.
Yeah. Well, you know how
that off.
You know how I get sometimes. So they're like, yeah. Well, she's her mom is black, so we just can't have that tainting the royal bloodline. Is what we're trying to say. And the queen is rolling over in her king rolling over in his grave.
They said some shit like that. They didn't say exactly that, but
with the baby.
But allegedly, they allegedly said, "Hey, what is Archie's skin color going to be like?" And apparently, Harry said to Oprah, "It's not the queen, and it wasn't Prince Philip who said it." That leaves open his dad, his brother, and his sister-in-law. So
like somebody got raped down the line is what we're trying to say. This baby looked like Michael Blackson.
You know what's funny is, if you look in history, there has actually been not a black king of England. There's actually been a black king of Scotland, but there's actually African DNA, African descendants in the royal family.
He's I know that 100% because I'm not necessarily like in the England family, but like for instance, like on my side of the world over in East Africa, Eritrea, Ethiopia. I mean, you got like Haile Selassie, who was the emperor of Ethiopia for a very long time. Like he was, I mean, I don't know if this is a myth or not, but they used to say that he was like a direct descendant of like King Solomon, like all the way, like a bloodline. I mean, maybe like a far relative or something like that. But it's just crazy to think because now we grew up in a world where decisions are made by voting, or I mean, I don't know about for black people, but mainly it's democratic. It's like it's a democracy to where like as a group people can decide. But back 100, 200, 300 years ago, it's more like, hey, I don't know, maybe it was just easier that way. So it was less responsible for everyone else, and I guess the community could focus on like growing and agriculture and feeding and security and stuff like that. But now it's like, damn, do you really need a queen to tell you what to do?
Maybe it's a little reverse that. Maybe life was so hard back then that you just wanted someone else to take care of the crap you had no time to take care of because you were trying just to feed your family by yourself. Because you didn't have a grocery store, you had to till the land, you had to kill your own cows, you had to do all that stuff.
But I wonder, like, what's like the psychology behind like worshiping or the loyalty towards like a strange family, like can you like it just thinking about like, okay, there is a king and there's a queen, this royalty that are in control of this, but it's like they don't have like mind control over you, or they don't control your body or anything like that. Like, what's the loyalty aspect? Why can't somebody just be like back then, like, yo, what? No, I want this, and this is what I'm gonna do to get it.
But back then they weren't so loyal because you had princesses killing their dads so they could become king.
Poison apple.
Poison apple, straight kidnappings. They were dirty back then.
We got your queen.
Greed did this all of a sudden become a corporate capitalist thing. They were greedy back then. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, one of the reasons why America was even colonized. Yeah. I'm not going to say settled because we're already settled.
I just think
it's because of greed, because these Puritans and this Virginia company people of Virginia, not Virginia, but England, they decided, hey, I want to make business in this new country, and other people decided, I want to run from religious persecution, and they all decided, hey, let's take these people's lands and make it ours.
I just think it's weird that it's like, you look at every species on Earth, they look the same, stick together type deal. Maybe they fight every now and then, but it's just weird that humans, like, we always try to separate ourselves. Or like, we all want to belong. We want to be uniquely different, like, but as well as be like a part of a bigger group. Why isn't this just like the united Earth? And people just live in different places.
And that's the thing. one thing Star Trek, and yes, I'm one of my whole sci-fi roots. One thing Star Trek has shown is possible, and not shown as possible, has shown what should be something that we should strive towards is we're alone, not alone. We have a great big universe out there.
Yeah.
And when you really think about it, we're a tiny little speck.
Not even a speck. We're like a microscopic subatomic,
we're
particle.
A grain of sand, basically. Yeah. And that's us right now. We are interconnected, this world, by the internet now. So there's no more, you have to wait weeks for a letter to go here. Or
you don't even know if they got it.
Call. Yeah. Now it's instantaneous. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I can know someone in Australia and say, hey, I want to see you tomorrow, and literally catch a flight and go there.
Right.
Just that quick, and talk to them. We're now connected. So why?
Yeah.
I agree with you. Why aren't we, instead of stop having these stupid wars over oil?
Is it because we look different? Maybe
because you have people in the same country who are literally the same exact race fighting over race.
Yeah, it's so weird. Maybe people are just hostile. They just need a reason to fight each other. One thing that will like the pandemic right now, we'll say last year ish when it was that kind of the new and popping thing. But one thing that does unite people is like a global, some type of global catastrophe, like a pandemic, or if I don't know, aliens came or something like that, we would have to band together and all right, we got to fight this, foreign alien force. But until then, it's like, late. All right, by then, until then, it's like, all right, let's whoop each other ass just to practice, just in case if shit go down, I need to know what to do. Oh man.
Yeah, but it's gonna be too late. So, before I get to that, so the fallout. Before we move on to that story, I want to say the fallout from the whole Harry and Meghan story.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Queen has said, "We're not sure it all happened, but we'll look into it." That's the Queen.
I don't know. I'm the Queen. I don't know what they do below me. I'm the top. I don't care about their problems. I don't care about broke people problems.
Here's Morgan. Do you know who he is?
Yes, I was reading on that. He's like the news anchor or TV anchor, whatever hell he does.
He's a news anchor over there for Good Morning.
He's like the voice. He's the voice for the palace, pretty much. Well, he's like he's like the Rush Limbaugh to Trump.
Yes,
but for the Queen. There we go.
Yes. That's perfect. That's a perfect characterization of him. It really is. So he used to be an anchor here at CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Before he went back to Britain, and CNN pretty much he sucked here. I watched a couple times. He just sucked. So he got basically kicked to the curb, sent back to prison. And
kicked now, the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Take your ass back over there.
It's alleged that the reason why he can't stand Meghan Markle so much is because he had a date with her that she didn't know was a date, but he thought was a date. All she thought was drinks and them just talking.
Oh, so he got burned.
And he got burned, and then she hooked up, and then she pretty much immediately with Harry. So
you can't get mad at that.
You can't.
Listen, if you go on a date and you get played or she don't hit you back, and you find out she dating somebody else, I'd be upset. But if you find out she dating, Prince of England, you're like, all right, you can lose. It's okay to lose to the Prince of England. He probably didn't even have to talk to her. He sends one of his, guards. Hey, go grab her for me, please.
But let me ask you this though: is it a date if you don't know it's a date? And so you're talking more about work.
I mean,
about he's a journalist. You're an actress.
Okay.
You're an actor.
Okay.
You're discussing more about what you do at work, what he does at work. You're not really discussing anything personal. I mean, some personal things, of course, come up through.
If it's a journalist, you would think it's some sort of interview, right?
That's exactly what you think. Even if it's for drinks, you're still thinking this is going to be reported somewhere, so I got to watch what I say. You're not thinking this is a date unless.
How many drinks? How many drinks before it's considered a date?
That's a good question. Well,
I feel more than 3.
Some
glasses of wine.
Glasses of wine. 3 glasses.
3 glasses of wine.
3 or 4 glasses of wine. Yeah.
Okay.
That's at that point, because at that point you're getting kind of loosey.
Yeah, you getting tips. 3 glasses of wine, and it's the journalist. You might spill all. Like,
yeah, you're,
all right,
you're bored.
keep this between us. But I'm about to tell you something that's probably gonna ruin my career. So he saw that he got played, and the next guy was the prince. I mean,
but here it gets better though. So he saw that he got played. He decides to speak out on it yesterday. I mean, he was like the first one, not the first one. Some other guy named Charlie something was the first one, but he was like one of the first people, recognized people, to speak out against what Meghan has said. And what's funny is today, I'm sure you saw it, the fellow anchor on the same program decides that he's gonna not accept what he's saying, and pretty much call Piers Morgan out.
They got like an argument, kind of.
Got an argument, and he basically said, "Hey, you have come on this program numerous times and basically blasted Meghan Markle because
it almost like when they do stuff like that, it almost like you believe her even more. It's like, hey, if I ever had any doubts, that's out the window because this dude is going crazy right now.
Yeah, every single time she speaks, you have to speak every single time. No, no, that's no. So he called him out, and the guy did it. I wish I had the sound for it. I thought I did.
He walked off, didn't he? He walked off set.
He walked off.
He said, you're not gonna come on my show and disrespect me, okay? I invited you. Well, actually, no. We both get paid by the same people, and you got to be here just like I got to be here. But people know me more than they know you, so technically it's my show, and you're not gonna disrespect me. I think I saw that video, and I don't blame him, man. Like, I mean, I don't blame the other guy because he was telling the truth. I mean, I think it's kind of embarrassing to do it on on live TV, but I only point I give like Piers Morgan's was him saying like, hey man, come up to me like outside of here and and voice your opinion. You trying to put me on blast in front of the queen? Like, oh shit.
But the way Piers, I mean, that's the way the guy just sold it, and it's pretty much said point after point after point without actually. He didn't yell. He didn't raise his voice. He just backed him out. He just like, this is the facts you brought so far, and you look.
Yeah,
you look
and usually when a liar is caught in their nonsense, the first go-to is, I'm done with this. I'm out of here. They're looking for that escape route. How can I get out of this situation before I get embarrassed even more? I'll just walk off. And to walk off on live TV, meaning he's about to say some shit.
Yeah.
Give his social security number out or something. Like, damn, shut up. Go to commercial or something. Shit.
They did this side view of his face, right?
Turn it red.
Yeah, he was. He was just. I mean, let me see if I can do it. So this is the face. Right? He's
like they had his mic off the whole time.
He was
choking his ass. He's choking up. All right. As soon as they went to commercial break, he turned around. They start fisticuffs. Oh man, damn. That's gonna. I almost want to guarantee within the next few days it's either gonna be an apology from the guy that called him out. It's gonna be an apology from the Piers Morgan guy, and you don't think so?
I think
it's gonna be like a not an apology to the guy, but like a public apology. I apologize to the people of the, Your Majesty's yada yada yada.
Who, from Piers Morgan or the other guy?
From Piers Morgan. He's not gonna apologize for what he said. He's gonna apologize for walking off live. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna apologize for his. He's not gonna address the what was said about him because it was true. No. And when it's true, you just deflect and talk about some other shit. So man, be on the lookout for that. A tweet. It's probably gonna be a tweet. I don't think he's gonna do like a video or anything like that. He might though, because you got to come to work the next day, right? You can't just act like this shit yesterday didn't happen.
No, no, that's what he quit. He was done.
Oh damn.
They came out today and said after talks or whatever that they have mutually decided to part ways.
They fired you.
They fired you. You walked off set during.
You said you was quitting anyways.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
What happened. Just like Les Miles, they got fired from Kansas football team. I didn't even know he was coaching Kansas football team, but some allegations that came up stemming from I think 15 years ago or 8 years ago, from a long time ago, of
Les
him.
Miles got fired. I didn't know.
Yeah, he was some sexual misconduct as usual, with a student or I think a student, and it just like, no, you should never do anything like that ever, but it does suck for shit from the, that you did way back then to come back and bite you. Well, it doesn't suck because if you did something wrong, you should be punished.
Yeah, you should.
But if they knew about it then and didn't punish them then, and now are punishing them then, like, come on.
Way after he left the school, because I'm guessing it was when he was coaching Louisiana at LSU.
Yeah. Yes.
So it was after not only after he left the school and the student graduated, but probably did alert this and probably did alert the school itself. He went on, did a broadcast career, and is now coaching another team before you come up with the allegations.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I think it's because of, I feel like once you start having a losing record, some of these allegations start to pop up.
Yeah.
Like Kansas is probably like, damn, how can we get out of this terrible contract we signed with this coach that's getting us 0 wins? Wasn't there something girl said about there is every big time coach or player or whatever, there's a somewhere out there, and there was a file of every bad thing you've done. And they it's like their ace in the hole card. You know what I mean? So once you they don't want you, or you messed up, or you suck, or your record is, you have a losing record, they go to that file, close their eyes, and go like this. Rape allegations from 2002. Well, rape allegations resurface.
I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. I think it's something that's very similar to that. Yeah. Because there's a stupid, it's not stupid, actually it's a pretty decent show. There's a show on Amazon. It's about an advertising. It's got the girl from True Blood. What's her name? She was in Star Wars too. The princess in Star Wars. I can't remember. The
Secret Prince. What's her name?
She
was in Star Wars.
She was in Star Wars. She was in True Blood. Anna Paquin. That's it. Anna Paquin.
Okay. So I still don't know who that is, but okay.
She's actually pretty. But she was on this. She has this show where she's like this advertising person.
Okay.
Advertising, but it's actually a PR firm too. They know the PR aspects of all their clients, and it's telling because it's pretty truthful. Until you cross a certain threshold, your PR firm will put out every fire that comes up. It's just they'll pay money,
right.
They'll sack the other person somehow. They'll make up allegations regarding the other person. They'll do whatever lengths
to slander the shit out of you
to make their client perfect and slander everybody else that tries to bring up something against them. But
unless your client is Trump, he got his own Twitter page. You're like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's really, he broke the mold on that one.
Somebody get his phone, please.
He broke the mold on that.
Somebody go grab this man's phone right now.
But the moment, and this was happening in the show too, but I've heard it happening other ways. The moment that your firm no longer represents you, or the moment that you no longer want that firm, or you decided that you're just done. Allegations
they sell your
about
shit.
You to start, it just start. No, they don't even sell it. They just put on the phone, say, yeah, we're not gonna block that anymore. We're not gonna stop it anymore. And so now the stories just come out.
Yeah, I guess you just gotta kill them. I feel like at a certain point in time, you just have to you have to go into the CEO's office and say, hey man, you got a lot of dirt on me, but I'm just letting you know, if any of this gets out, I will kill you. And I will, because I've done it before. I've killed before. I think if you say I've killed before, that usually means, you know what I mean? Like, this guy's nuts. Maybe this should be the one guy we just protect for life.
That's worth it.
And you brandish your gun at the same time, like, I've killed before. You have about 2 shots off.
That'll work.
Now you got a felony.
That'll work, but unless you're like, say you're the guy who played Pee Wee Herman, who got caught, jacking in the movie. So
I know, right? You see, like, bro, you got caught beating off in the movie theater. I don't care how much you try to threaten me. We can't.
Exactly, right?
Shit is coming out, man. It's coming out. I'm sorry. You should have did it. You got so much money. Why'd you just do it at home?
Yeah. Exactly. So,
Oh man.
he got stopped. If someone like him can be stopped at the height of it, I mean, he was popular. He was banging. He had a
Yeah,
movie
man.
out. Yeah, and that was before PR firms really started hitting hard with we got to
Yeah, that's why
protect our people.
you gotta save
But
your money.
now think about it though. Now with Instagram and Twitter and everything, PR firms have got to have like a real time person like always on there to catch every single story
Catch everything. Yep.
because all it takes is some stupid star to like stub his toe, fall over, and then yell out some racial slur, and then TMZ's got it, and it's everywhere.
Speaking of that, and I'm glad you brought that up. All it takes is just a little video, a little, you know what I mean, like misspelled word or tweet that accidentally went out. That you ever watch that deep fake stuff? I didn't even like I heard about it, but then I watched a few videos yesterday. That shit is terrifying.
Yeah,
Like
I've seen some of them with Tom Cruise, and they do a really good job at that. Like
yes.
it used to be back. I'm bringing up porn because that's where it kind of came from. It used to be back in the day when you had porn, they will take they would take a picture of
Face.
someone else and
Uh-huh.
find someone else and put it together. And when video became a little more,
HD.
yeah, you see, they would literally find someone else's recorded face and put it on there, and that was it. But it was always very, very fake looking. So
Right.
fake looking that was laughable.
Yeah, you could tell. You could
Now,
it just now you
yeah,
can't really. I
that
mean, you
that
can,
if I
but
didn't
if it's
know
uh
that if I didn't know Tom Cruise's mannerisms and things that he said would normally say,
mhm.
you could be fooled easily. You
Yeah.
could easily be fooled.
Eventually, it's gonna be AI system is gonna be excuse me, able to like replicate you, like
Oh
the shit
yeah,
you like. Wait, like even now, think about it. Even now, how like Alexa and Siri, all that crap can like hear what you're saying, know what you
yeah,
like. Gear ads towards you. That's just on like the product side, right? Now, imagine
yeah,
like you combine that with the deep fake to where they can virtually change your face. I mean, obviously, there's nothing better than reality, but
yeah.
they can virtually change your face. So now they got what you look like. They can imitate what you look like, how you talk, the things you like. Like there's more stuff about
I'm
you
about.
digitally than you know about yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm about to
Because you
blow your
can't.
mind. I'm about to
Yeah,
blow your mind. Do you ever use Google Maps to get to places?
yeah. They save They know my schedule.
Do
I'm
you
surprised
ever
they're not
not?
texting me right now. Like, hey, you gotta leave right now.
Do you ever not use Google Maps and then are surprised that Google Maps knew what you just did?
Yeah, I probably agreed to some agreement. Trying.
That's it. You didn't have to. The moment that you agreed to just finding your way, you agreed
Mhm.
to it, and so it tracks you. And if you look in your email every end of the month, it will send you a
Like
what is it
overview
called
of everywhere you went.
of everywhere you went. I
I
track
guess that's
everywhere you
cool.
went. Okay, yeah, you think, but let's say you had to go to the doctor numerous times, or say you had to go to a sperm clinic or a sperm bank.
I have to go to the
Something
sperm
it,
clinic tomorrow.
something embarrassing that you wouldn't want anyone else to know, but now these
I'm going to
people
sperm
know.
clinic and embarrassing. Hell, I'll go right
Yeah,
now. Well,
yeah,
I got somewhere. Hey, are you guys
yeah,
taking applications? You guys are hiring? I would like to make a donation. You get it?
yeah.
Um,
But I mean, you have that. Uh, you have it knows everywhere you go,
right.
everywhere you
Everywhere
shop,
you want to go.
everywhere
If
you
you ever go
shop.
like a Google Street.
Even if you don't shop for it online, you went to it on your via your phone
Yep.
by the store, so
Yep.
it knows everywhere you shop. It knows since you have email. Most people use Gmail.
Gmail. Yep.
So if you have doctor appointments, if you have drug deals, if you have booty call coming to the email, it's gonna know.
Wait, who gets booty
And
calls through email?
hey, the days of Craigslist may be
Hey,
over, but
baby, what are
I'm
you
sure
doing
there's
right
still some
now?
other.
I hope
There's
you
sure
see
there's
this
still other
message.
folk.
Tagline, late night session, and send. Oops, forgot to send an attachment. Actually, disregard that last email. Click on the link.
a buddy
Follow
of mine,
me.
a buddy of mine who's actually watching us live right now, who actually is he works in computers and he's a coder. He sent me this a link about um, how AI
Mhm.
is and animating old family photos and is
Oh
using it for like
yeah,
genealogy. So you're still getting that same thing. So you're gonna see your great grandmother, great
yeah.
great
I
grandmother.
I saw that
on. It looks correct.
I saw that on Reddit. Like I was scrolling and it was some dude's post. He showed like his parents like a regenerated or AI, like you're saying, photo of their parents or family members or whatever. And they were like, what the fuck? Like they were like, one was like smiling, but then like I think the mom was kind of just like not necessarily creeped out, but like traumatized a little bit, especially like if you haven't seen them in like 50 years and now you have like a digital, recreation of them talking, looking at you, all that stuff. So,
and
man, that shit is
voice.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing.
I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing.
It can be, but since it's so new to us, we don't like it,
Yeah.
But
scared to change.
Yeah, but for our I'm not gonna say for our grandkids, for our great grandkids who will never know anything before that.
They gonna notice. They gonna notice my great. They gonna know this video. Like granddad, he has some lemons on his head. I believe.
No, I'm saying they will. What I'm saying is they don't know technology before then. So like by the time they come around, it's already has been established. It's been there. They don't know anything about it before.
Yeah, it's
so to them it's gonna be a normal thing. Freaky to us, but like, don't you put me on that box? And then when we die, we're gonna be on that box.
Yeah, I think it's just at this point. I mean, our generation, as far as like millennials, like we're kind of like in the middle of a lot of like transitioning type tech,
Yeah.
So I'm not as like thrown back that's possible. Yeah, I'm actually, kind of like, all right, I thought it would be kind of more advanced than that, but we're old enough to where we know how things were before cell phones and before the internet, but we're still like young enough to still like take advantage of new tech and not be not be like overwhelmed by it, like my grandma stuff. Well, let me say my grandma stuff, but like, my dad and my mom, like they're tech savvy, but to a certain degree, after a certain level of information, it just won't work. Like I can't, like, there's no way, even if I explain it a gazillion times, it's just not gonna understand it. So we're still in the understanding stage.
I wonder if that has a lot to do with basically our generation. So before the 80s generation, you had computers still, but they filled up rooms. I mean, they were not small computers, nothing was portable about them. People didn't use them in their everyday life.
Right.
Whereas once pretty much children of like the 80s came along, late 70s, but pretty much children of the 80s, 90s, and so on, computers are part of their everyday life for the most part. So, and we know we got used to the fact that computers need to be upgraded, need to be changed every couple of years.
And right. So we're always on I guess the understanding that what now is probably temporary. It's going to get better. It's only temporary. So, don't get really too caught up in what's happening now.
And so we're always still currently versus, like my mother or your parents, whatever, they aren't looking for advancing technology. They're happy with whatever the technology is in their hand currently.
Even if it's technology that's like better for them, like new health improvements or or even
bigger dial
cures for diseases or whatever it may be, or exactly, or like maybe bone and all that crap regeneration. So I think it's just a cutoff. I think like naturally there's like a cutoff for everyone that's just like, all right, I don't give a fuck.
But see, I hope that's not the case, because I've always liked knowing what's the next thing around the corner. Even now, I'm still looking at the next thing around the corner. Like I'm looking at,
but I feel like eventually
after 5G, we're looking at 6G, and that's going to be an even bigger thing than what we currently are getting introduced now. But that's 10 years down the road,
right? But you're a tech guy, and I'm kind of the same way. Like, but I know people my age that understand, but they don't care.
That's true. Like that's true.
I mean, like, oh, whatever. They're still, they're still buying iPhones, even though, we both know Android is way more advanced and overall just a better phone. So that's always that. But
it's because the group buys it, the group does it. I want to jump into one story. I know you got to go soon.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So I want to just, it kind of ties in to what you were just saying, but it kind of is going to kind of throw a loop for it too. So is Instagram wars coming up? And hear me out. So we just had from 2016, actually really from Obama's years, but from 2016 to now, present, we just
Mhm.
had the liberal versus Trump Twitter. I mean, that's really what it was. You go on Twitter anytime, it was just liberals are this or Trump's that, and it was just ugly. And Twitter
Right.
was funny, but it was just depressing at the same time.
Right.
You know, it lost its funny and it just became more depressing. Um, do you think now that that's kind of subsiding, you know, because one honestly, what took over Twitter was One Division. One Division took over Twitter and it pretty much
Yeah.
dumped Twitter,
Yeah.
thankfully. But do you think now that that's kind of dying down that Instagram boards coming? Because now you have, I hate this, I'm called, you have people who are called thoughts. You have, you know, you have the
That's
guy version, you have the guy version of it,
fuck
you know,
boys.
and there you go. You have now you have the people who were ultra conservative now on there pushing their views. You have the ultra liberal people doing the
Right.
same thing. It's like
Right.
they all decided Twitter was no longer a place to voice our frustrations because we get too much kickback. We can go on Instagram, post our story, and if we want to read it, we can. If we don't want to, we
But
don't
people
have
forget
to.
Instagram is owned by Facebook, so it's pretty much one and the
Yeah,
same. Different, maybe a different like layout, but it's monitored the same way. You know,
yeah,
that's why a
but
lot of times you see the same things over and over and over and over again, but someone else might see something different.
but true, that's true. But the thing, the difference is between Facebook and Instagram, whereas you pretty much have to invite someone to your group on Facebook. People can kind of randomly come across your page on Instagram if they just scroll on, or if
Right.
they're in
With
that
if
little
it's especially if you
IG
hashtag
group.
something.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas that doesn't happen on Facebook. So you have more of an opportunity for this battle to
Right.
come. That is me. I just think it's coming.
Oh, it's coming, baby.
I just think it's
Get
something that
ready.
we have to, and
Get
it's gonna be
ready.
ugly because Twitter is nothing but words, pretty much. There's not a whole lot.
Yeah,
There's
but
Twitter, there's pictures, but not a whole lot.
Instagram, I can make
It's
stories, videos, posts, go live,
exact,
go unlive. My thumbs are probably my strongest muscles. Easily.
yeah,
Boy, I be
exactly.
hey,
So
you
I
see that
mean,
speed?
Instagram.
That's in real
I
time,
think
right? By the
it's
way.
yeah, I think Instagram is gonna be a nasty, nasty thing coming up. I think even though they banned Trump, there's still DeSantis. There's
Yeah,
still
you can ban
uh
people, but you can't really ban ideas.
yeah, and I'm not just saying calling out the Republican side. You've got pretty much like some of the AOC, not AOC for herself, but some of her things, you know,
Right.
you've got both sides of it is just too big extremes, and they're now about to converge onto a platform that does nothing but sell personas. That's what
Hmm.
they do. They sell pictures and their persona. Twitter, there's no persona on Twitter. It's just here's my hashtag, here's my name, that's it. Your persona is on Instagram. You got these dozens of pictures of who you like, of what you look like at certain moments of your life. So people get to know you more. And so now
Right.
instead of people picking on just what you said for versus one thing, now people are gonna pick on everything you've ever done that you've posted on Instagram,
Yeah.
also in addition to what you said.
Yeah. I mean, that's the risk you take. I mean, I think we're smart enough to know how it works at this point in time. So, when I'm
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Instagram, I read stuff, I look at stuff, but I don't really take it serious at all. At the end of the day, it's a picture app. You know,
Yeah.
it still does its purpose, and people try to manipulate it, but I don't think that's the app doing that. I think it's just the people.
Oh
People are
yeah,
weird,
it's
man.
definitely
People are weird. They do the same thing if it was like group therapy and we were all, I mean, maybe not as blunt because you can hide behind the screen, but same concept.
yeah. The whole hop on screen stuff is what gets
But
me. It gets me.
I
I
do I do have to run. I'm already a little late. I got a
very late.
45 to an hour drive. Yeah, that's what that's what I
Okay.
was looking at the time.
All right.
But
All right.
I think we should probably try to afterwards. I'm down to get back on here.
All right. So we will finish the show after you get back. We'll jump into what the Florida and uh, one division, and then we'll call it a show.
All right. Hey, well,
All right.
everybody who's tuning in, who's listening, we'll be back on in about 2 to 3 hours. We're on a little hot streak right here, so we're gonna keep it popping for the rest of the night. I have to run out for a little bit, but my boy Sean here, he's a pretty guy, so just stare at his mug all day.
No, that will be our part of our show for the day. We will, like I said, pick this up around 9 p.m. About 8:30, 9 p.m. this evening. Um, you got anything else right now?
I'm good.
make sure you catch What to Florida, because that's the best part of the show coming up. And with that said, this has been the Weekly Review Show on Serak. I am Sean the King Notorious.
And it's your boy Serak the Mike. Peace.
See you.